Let's do that again.
Boozin, boozin, boozin with gays.
We have 0 people.
Oh my gosh, I think you should play it one more time.
Are you on your phone?
I'm not on my phone.
Boozin, boozin, boozin with gays.
Freaking water.
Oh, well, it's Friday night.
Michael
Friday
Shepherd.
night. Hello,
Michael
Hutchins
Shepherd.
Foster.
We have made it to the weekend.
We have made it to the weekend.
And do we have a libation tonight?
We have a libation tonight. Our libation is
Aren't
called.
you pouring the pretty one
I'm
first?
pretty one first. Look at that. It is called
I'm the
the
pretty
Belmont. Oh, and I spilled it all over me. The Belmont Jewel. It's delicious.
I don't know.
It
if
is
it's
called.
delicious.
We don't know.
It's
I
sticky.
had a little bit of one, so
It's
I know it's
sticky.
like. I
All
know it's a
over me.
little tasty. The Belmont
What's
Jewel
in the Belmont Jewel?
is bourbon,
Boy,
delicious bourbon, lemonade, delicious lemonade, and pomegranate juice with a squeeze of lemon. Here we go. Let's try this
I moved
out.
my big
You moved
lemon.
your big
It was
lemon?
an awfully big lemon.
All right,
I
here we
thought-
go.
I think that's why you spilt all over my knee.
Hey, wait. Where you went?
Well, I'm taking a sip. What's more important, the sip?
Are the kids?
Because it's been a week.
Y'all, it's been a week.
Oh, I taste
It
that
has been a week, y'all.
now. Mhm.
And I gotta tell you something.
I'm gonna put it up there.
Yeah, it's
even though
been a week.
I'm a bit late.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I have to tell you. Did you just like pop something? Did you like, your straps pop?
I totally popped.
I'm We're at that point now where all we do is pop.
So
we
there's
move
I
and we
have to
pop.
tell
We
you.
move
I'm
and
going
we
to tell
pop.
everyone something. Remember what you're going to say. So there was a light right here above us, and it was shining down before we went on, and like my forehead. Look how big it's getting. It just like glowed. Like I go, Michael, we got to get this light out. And so I'm watching my husband stand on a stool, and he's this rickety person. And I'm the rickety person holding the stool from not.
Oh, I
We
had
were
to
like-
climb up. It
we were
wasn't even a
two-
stool. I had to climb up on the chairs we were sitting to take the light out. It
Well,
was not cute.
It's a stool.
It was
This
not
is a
cute.
stool.
We're
What do you
sitting,
want?
whatever we're sitting
What's
on.
a stool?
It's like crazy, but we had to
Listen,
do it.
Gary Marshall, it's a stool.
Oh, you're so funny. I worked with Gary. I loved Gary Marshall so much. But it has been a week.
Oh, here, I'm doing that
It
again.
has been a week.
I don't know if I like this.
I do like it. And the Belmont Jewel, it's usually during horse races.
It's
But I had to get my mom's
And
my glasses
it has
out
a
that I was
little,
giving to my friend Jenny.
Robitussin feel.
Really? You think it's Robitussin?
Mm-hmm.
Well, child, I love a good Robitussin drink then.
My second
It's
one might be
delicious.
just bourbon.
That's okay,
Put
too.
some gin in it.
But this week, it's been very tiring and emotional. And our son got his second shot.
Oh, well, that's
He got his second shot and slept
all day yesterday.
all day.
I'm wondering if a third is available.
All day.
Perhaps a fourth.
I mean, literally
He was
From-
out.
gone. Just
Out.
like for 15 hours of just sleeping. It was, crazy.
delicious.
It was so good, y'all. That boy did not wake up for 15 hours. It was amazing. It was amazing.
So I wanted to talk.
Oh, you can talk.
So for me this week,
Uh-huh.
because you're talking about this week, and I want to talk about this week. This has been a week for me where it feels like the rug at any second can and probably will be pulled out from under us. I mean, have you felt that way?
A little bit.
So I'm gonna share some things you don't know that I'm gonna share.
Oh, here we go, y'all. Stay afloat.
So Michael and I are going through something. It's something, right?
It's going through something.
And it's one of those somethings that we can't talk about because that's just where we are in society, where something happens, and then for whatever reason, someone deems somewhere that if you talk about it, you'll make matters worse. So you can't talk about it.
Oh,
You-
give them something to talk about.
You can't say, I don't know, you can't go, oh, I want to fix this problem, or I want to apologize, or I don't want to apologize, or I want to give it a new scenario, or land it with a different, whatever. Anything that you want to do, you can't because we're told you can't. And so I'm bringing this up for a very specific reason.
Why?
Because
Okay.
No, there's a reason.
Okay, I'm listening.
Because you said something today that I thought was very powerful. And this isn't a new thing, but it resonated. And that was that, we've been indoors for about, I don't know, like a year and change. And I think some of us are going stir crazy. I think we're going back and we're not quite sure how to get back out there, to trust if we can get back out there. I mean, look at the whole CDC says you don't have to wear a mask. And yes, exactly. The energy you have is, but why now? What's the deal? But then the other side of the logic is, well, we've done studies now. Now we've had the time. We've looked at the studies. You are vaccinated. I'm vaccinated. Go out and
Kids are vaccinated.
You can be safe being vaccinated, but just like the energy you have, how do I trust that? What do I do? And I think this is where
Should I go to Trader Joe's?
Should I go to Trader Joe's? Yes, Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
But in this land of pointing the finger and placing blame and cancel culture and all of the stuff that we've been experiencing, I think it's important to recognize we have cabin fever. We all have cabin fever, and we need to find ways to be creative, to be helpful. I think we have to do things with grace. I think we have to go out into our communities and figure out.
Say grace and mercy.
And mercy. I mean, I think about Benet and her husband and them donating all that food. You have been like this little angel of mercy to some of our friends who've needed to go to hospitals, and you've been like, hey, I'll drive you to the hospital or your doctor's appointment. And I think we can get over some of this pointing and blaming and all of the stuff that we were watching in the news if we give. And I just felt like I had to say that because I can't say what the other stuff is. And so, and the reason why I'm holding my arm weird, well, maybe you can't see that, is I freaking have a pinched nerve. And so I have this pain that I think part of the contribution has been this stuff that we've been dealing with. This weird, the rug is going to be pulled out from you, more than likely, at some point. We don't know when, and it's a horrible way to live. But
it is, very much so. But
this gives us focus.
It gives us focus, and we love being here. And what other things that I want to say is I want to say hi to some people. Can I do that? I think because that makes me happy. That brings me joy. That brings me joy. Bay, let's talk about Bethany Harrington, our line producer. Thank you, Bay, for being there and always supporting us and being right there. Hey, Becky. David Hartle, what's up, baby? Jeffrey Josephus Georgian is here. He was in Facebook jail last week, so he couldn't say anything. Hi, Javon. Love you. Kim Yarbrough, y'all. Find Kim Yarbrough online. Listen to her sing because she's everything. I'm just letting you know right now. I got some other people. Barbara Haas is here. Vanessa Whitney, Laura Knapp, Greg Herbert, Michelle Banks. What's up, Banks? Larry Dean Harris, all the way from Palm Springs, has joined us. John Seda, Joven. I know. So Sharon Monroe. I got 2 screens going. It's a beautiful thing, y'all.
I look down. There I am.
Hey, Bernard.
There I am. I'm all over the place.
I know you're all over the place. But I have to talk about something that's been just, hey, Tanya White, that has just been sitting in spirit.
Yes.
Hey, Jenny, is my friend, Billy Porter, came out this week as being HIV positive. And it was not oh my, this is such a sad story. It was actually this beautiful, uplifting, wonderful, glorious story of someone walking in their truth. And it was so beautiful. And I don't know if you all know who Billy Porter is. He is a Grammy winner, Tony winner, Emmy winner. He just needs that Oscar to get that.
Let's say this: he's on Pose. For those of you who are watching Pose, he won his Emmy for Pose.
Yep, for queer man to win lead actor.
Yes,
in a series.
And let's not take away style icon because the man,
baby, the man can dress.
The man can dress.
Man can dress. Let me tell you that. Yes. Jeffrey Warren, hey. And so he came out as HIV positive to erase the stigma of this disease. And I have to say, we're gonna play a little part of a section of the interview. Mm-hmm. And it is just, I ask you to watch the whole thing because he just spills these gems of gorgeousness and beauty that sort of uplifts you and makes you think about what struggles you're going through in your life and how to actually live in your truth. So you want to play that right now, one of the things he said? I would love
What he just
that.
said was beautiful. This is from the Tamron Hall Show, and
Cameron Hall, y'all.
here's a clip.
You know, one of my favorite quotes is from Marianne Williamson, you know, that starts with, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
Our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And there's a lot of truth in that. There's a major amount of truth in that. He also talks about mental health in this thing, which is something that for me is very personal, because I, have suffered from mental issues. Some of y'all are going, we know, but I, diagnosed bipolar and manic depressive, and those things that you go through just to get through your day. And I think it's very important that we start having these conversations, particularly in the Black community, particularly in the Black queer community, where we have been raised to sort of ignore those issues and just pray. And I think that we need to really examine what that is and how we start to come into our truths about ourselves. Because I tell you right now, and as you well know, having mental health issues is not a walk in the park. Child, is not. It can be devastating, feeling yourself curling into a ball for days and having your support person. And I'm so fortunate to have you as my support person for the last 23 years. Okay. Is there an award for that? Because he needs an award, y'all. Because he's been my support person for 23 years. And
I'm fixing this frame as you talk.
Oh, look at that. You're framing us a lot better. So it's like, it's very important that we have these discussions. And I just want to congratulate Mr. Porter on coming out and speaking truth and removing the stigma of HIV.
And I want to say this also about Michael and I are avid Pose watchers. We've just absolutely enjoyed the show. And it's interesting. I really feel like it started kind of here and it just has gotten better and better. And I applaud the fact that Ryan Murphy has actually hired people to work on the show that are of the culture, not just writing at the show. And the last episode that aired, are you going to give me more Robitussin?
I will give you more Robitussin.
The last episode that aired, remind me, Michael, did Billy write it or did he?
I think it's based on a lot of the story, and we don't want you to do any spoilers.
No, we don't want to do spoilers.
Pose.
But I get to say this.
Yes, you get to say whatever you need, baby.
I will say this without giving away what happens on the show. A lot of what happens in this last week's episode, I feel like Billy mirrored in life. Like he's living this very interesting time where his character and his personal self are aligning tremendously. Would you agree with that?
And I think that it was not a coincidence that episode aired and he made this.
No, I think that there was a build.
Yeah.
I think people built a
It's
structure.
a very beautiful episode.
It's a beautiful episode. And
when I say that, there's Lettucey sings on this episode as well as Mr. Billy Porter sings.
Yeah.
And it's enough. If you don't even like the show, it's enough to go and fast forward to hear Lettucey sing and Billy Porter sing. Just do that.
And just in a selfish look at me moment. When Michael and I saw Kinky Boots on Broadway, Michael texted Billy somewhere during the show and said, "Hey, we're here." And Billy graciously said, "Make sure you come backstage."
Well, yes. But then I forgot to let him know what day I was coming. We were coming to see the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. And I was trying to Facebook. He don't Facebook that much. And I'm trying to do all this stuff. And I was like, okay, we'll figure out a way to get backstage. We'll just, after the show, we'll just talk to the people. They'll let us back. Don't worry. And he knew I was coming. He knew I was in town. And so we go see the show.
Yeah.
Mark Nassar, we go see the show. And we're like 5th row center. And it's winter. And I am, for whatever reason, wearing a big white sweater because I think I'm Dominique Devereaux from Dynasty.
Like 3 people knew that reference.
Maybe
more
4.
should have.
Larry Dean
that
Harris
was
got it.
Diane Carroll's role on Dynasty.
And so it's like
Michael fashioned himself after Dominique Devereaux for many years.
Miss Diane Carroll. And so there's a moment in Kinky Boots where the male lead and the female lead are having a moment and possibly going to do something. And Billy's character, Lola, comes out and catches them. And they look at him and he sits back and he's about to walk off stage. And he does the blackest thing I'd seen in a very long time. He stops, he turns, he puts one finger up and then tips out quietly. He starts tipping out. For black folks, y'all know what that means, that finger up and you tip it out. And I hollered out loud. I'm the only black face, the only raisin in the sea of marshmallow. And I am sitting there and I hollered out loud. And Mr. Billy Porter was like, tip, tip, tip. I hollered, he goes, looks in the audience, points at me, puts the finger back up, and goes off. And I turn to Hutch and go, he knows I'm here.
He knows we're here.
It was just one of those moments, and we just shared a beautiful afternoon with him.
Well, and then he invited us backstage,
Yeah.
and we had drinks in his dressing room. We got to see those boots up close. Those boots.
They were delicious.
They were huge. But anyway, awesome man. He's on a very awesome journey. I love his message. And I want the world for him. And if he gets that Oscar, he'll have the EGOT.
He deserves it. He'll deserve it.
Let's get Billy Porter an EGOT.
Let's do it. Speaking, I want to talk about this though. Talk about mental health.
Yeah.
Can we talk about mental health a little bit more? So,
I don't know where he's going.
our divine goddess, Miss Oprah. That's the Oprah Winfrey.
It's the Oprah.
I said Oprah Winfrey, y'all, which is what a lot of black people call her. Is that Oprah Winfrey on the TV? That's Oprah. Miss Oprah Winfrey, Harpo's
Do people still say that, or is that a joke?
No, Miss Oprah. I hear
They
Oprah.
do not say
Child. If y'all have heard people say Miss
suspect
Oprah,
on Miss Oprah.
Oprah Winfrey, y'all better let us know.
I am
You know now.
suspect.
All right, so has a new TV show on Apple Plus.
The Me You Can See.
The Me You Can See.
The Me You Can
And it's
See.
all dealing with mental illness. Now, it just started airing today, but they've been playing clips. And so we've not had a chance to watch it yet.
Yes.
But there's a clip that has really resonated and affected me in a big way.
Well, it should be noted that Oprah and Prince Harry, which is just sort of an odd opening of any sentence. But guess what? They've become a thing.
Hey,
They're like business partners. I mean, they're working
Yeah.
on the show together because
So-
the thing that he told Oprah, I think during the Meghan Markle interview, was the things that were his big passion projects, the things that really mean a lot to him,
Mhm.
were mental health. Why am I blanking on the second one? I just had it in my head.
Climate change.
Climate change. Okay.
Yeah.
And mental health and climate change. And the mental health bit easily ties back to his mother. And so this, you changed my page. So this is the clip that we pulled from the Prince Harry part of this episode.
Do I have any regrets? Yeah, my biggest regret is not making more of a stance earlier on in my relationship with my wife and calling out the racism when I did. History was repeating itself. My mother was chased to her death while she was in a relationship with someone that wasn't white. And now look what's happened. You want to talk about history repeating itself? They're not going to stop until she dies.
He's speaking truth. This is what he's doing. He's speaking truth, and anyone can come at him. Anyone at all. And what he's able to say is, yeah, but I'm speaking truth.
Y'all.
It's deep.
When he
That is deep.
said, he said they chased his mama until she died because she was dating someone not white, and they were planning on doing the exact same thing. No words. There was no words. And we watched that. I was like,
And you know what's
What?
I think what's going to be really interesting in watching him is that now that he's truly out from under.
and stepping into his truth.
Well, because I would imagine anyone that's part of the royal family, they can't talk about their truth. They can't show who they really are. They have to hide, I imagine, good portions of themselves and not, be real people. But he's now said, oh, I left that umbrella. Don't have to be there anymore. And yes, he's stepping into his truth. He can actually say what's meaningful. And I just find him compelling. On top of which, I find him exceptionally compelling.
And he's cute. Let's be clear, he's cute too.
And he's
very
posed
cute.
naked in pictures. Remember when he posed naked like in Vegas or something back in the day?
No, let's be clear. He also posed wearing a swastika.
Oh, well, he's done.
Yeah.
Well,
So he's had his moments.
He's been a shit.
He's had his moments.
Yeah.
But you see his growth and the way he talks about his wife and the protective nature of that. But I want to watch this episode because, again, it's like, can you imagine having that much pressure on you that the firm, which is what they call the everyone who runs.
It was the institution, I thought.
No, it was the firm.
It almost doesn't matter. It sounds like a...
Oh, it's the firm, that movie with Tom Cruise.
It is. It's oh God, who's the writer? It's like, yeah.
Who remembers? Is it called The Firm or The Institution? Can someone help me with that?
Bethany.
Firm Institution. Firm Institution. It's not in my ear. Because that, y'all, is very deep. And it's incredible. And that he is able to start shutting this shit down. He's shutting it down. He is spreading the truth to what it is. The firm. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Kim. It is the firm.
I'm telling you,
everyone knows.
Institution is something too.
And we need to look. And this is what I want. My
just like the movie.
What I want.
I read that book too.
This is what I want, like, white folks to hear him say, is that he recognized the racism too late and he regrets it. So what I want y'all to do is not recognize racism too late. Recognize that it is here. It has always been here, and it has been here in abundance. So you all have to stop being allies. We don't need allies. What we need is co-conspirators. We need someone who is there to plan this shit out. So I want y'all to get on this train with the prince. Not that prince, the other prince. Both fierce, both fabulous. But we saw one in concert, the other we didn't.
Oh, no, we didn't.
No. But, call this racism out because it's been here forever. In fact, this week is what? What is this week?
The week my elbow really hurts because I have a pinched nerve?
Well, there's that too.
The week that the rug is going to be pulled out from me at any second, at any day?
There's that too. This is the week of the 100-year anniversary.
Oh, this is what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You're jumping ahead, and you're not talking.
I'm not bringing you with.
I'm not part of the conversation because I had things to say. I was kind of waiting for the lull, waiting for the lull, waiting for the beat, waiting for the moment. And instead of like going, "Hey, husband, I'm going to engage with you."
Would you like to say something about the firm?
No, I have nothing to say about that. I was going to talk about something else entirely.
Oh, talk about something else entirely.
No,
we don't have to. No, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear it.
Well, I was thinking of racism. I was going down the racism train that you were talking about. And you know that I am not a fan of this TV show. And that is Sex and the City.
Oh.
I tried to be a good gay man and watch those girls drink Cosmopolitans and bitch about their boys. And I've seen many episodes. I really have. But I came to a conclusion. I kind of think you're also self-absorbed. I don't like you. So that's my take on Sex and the City. And
I liked it.
And you liked it. And we've seen the movie. I mean, I've watched numerous things, keep trying to like it. And I've liked aspects of it. As a whole, I don't like it as a piece. So when they were talking about the new reboot that they're doing, what's it called? This Just In, or And It Was, or, whatever the words are that she says. But they're talking about, I'm not interested. And then they made an announcement because they realized they are a show without color, right? They're having some issues here. They
had
girls.
Jennifer Hudson on in that one movie.
Well, yeah, but she was like the servant, right? Wasn't she like the secretary? The secretary servent.
Better bring a black girl on.
What do you need, Miss Carrie Bradshaw? No, that wasn't a good role for a person of color.
And didn't one of them date somebody black?
I'm sure. Well, remember when Kim Cattrall dated Sonia Braga? That was
actually the best thing. That was hot.
I like that.
That was super hot.
I'm sure they dated people of color, but it wasn't. People of color did not figure majorly in the plot lines of. But this came out, and they're casting Sara Ramirez in the show. I don't know in what capacity. I don't know if as a friend or whatever. I love Sara Ramirez. I think she's a little bit awesome. From Spamalot to Grey's Anatomy, for those of you that don't know, she's tremendous. She is a talent. She's a light. She's tremendous. And she's gender non-binary, so they're going to write for them a gender non-binary character. And I'm just kind of proud that she's in it, and I might tune in now. So there we go. What do y'all think of Sada Ramirez?
We love her. I love her.
Yeah.
I think she's fantastic. I think they're fantastic.
They're fantastic.
But I can tell you this. You know what? David C. Nichols says he's a Carrie.
Oh. Then I think you're needy.
Wait, so what are their names? Carrie,
Miranda,
Samantha,
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Oh my God. So I'm a Samantha.
Because you're
I'm
a
a
whore?
Samantha because I'm a whore.
I'm not claiming any of them.
But you know what? I gotta say, I did enjoy it. I'm sorry. Jennifer Lee Warren agrees with me. She enjoyed it too. Oh my gosh. But you know,
Bethany didn't like it. Bethany, you didn't like it.
I just, the thing is that I watch Sex and the City and I go, well, it's originated from a black show.
It is?
Black women living together.
Oh, it's single
I'm
times.
your girlfriends.
It's not based
Loving
on
you
girlfriends,
through-
is it?
Well, here's the
Is
deal.
that a truth?
It's like, okay, so Sex and the City was stolen from the idea of girlfriends.
I didn't know this.
Okay, it was stolen. Just like
Wait.
Friends,
We're gonna-
just like Friends is stolen from living single.
We're going to back up.
Mhm.
Is this a known piece of information or
In
possibly
Black Land?
something that you're in Black
In Black Land, hey
Yeah.
Tamara, hey Miss Kathy Walker, how you doing?
But in the land of the legal
In
that
the-
we've been
yeah.
dealing with
No
lately,
one's going to say that. I mean, okay.
is there
look at this.
evidence?
I mean, I'm sorry. Friends, which is also having a reboot. Hi. Oh, by the way.
Once again, do we care about Ross and Rachel still? Do we?
Well, I'm sorry. We're still right
Do
now.
we?
We are back
Do
to
we?
Bennifer, Ben and
Oh
Jennifer.
my God.
What
it
is
never
that?
ends.
What?
Go
I don't-
away.
Huh?
Stop it.
Why? Why do we care? I don't care. But the thing is that Friends was stolen from fucking Living Single. Living
I have
Single
the
was
hardest
there
time with
first.
Okay.
And I was sitting with, oh, this beautiful black show. What if we make it all white? Set it in New York. And then not have any black folks on, period, including Michael Shepard, who was cast on the show.
Remember they had what's her name on Dating Ross for a half second?
The
Tall.
comedian.
Yeah. I love her, but I can't think of her name right now.
She was on the talk. Was it? She was on the talk.
She was on one of them.
One of those talk shows. I can't think of her name either.
She's awesome.
She's a comedian.
We
Stand-up
love
comedian.
it. Can't tell you her name.
Hey, John Garrett. Andrews, how you doing? Good to see you. But it's like,
You know, when you say John Garrett, that's someone
I know John
We
Garrett.
know a John
Andrews.
Garrett and a
So,
John Garrett Andrews. Two
But
John
it's so
Garretts.
crazy
I
that all
didn't
these
mean to
new
take
things-
away from
No,
what
it's
you were
okay.
doing.
It's
but
okay.
The Sex and the City
Because-
thing was right there.
Because look, white creatives steal from black creatives and give black creatives no credit.
Yes, that
We've
is true.
seen that. I mean, the biggest
Certainly
thing
with
we've seen
music.
that right now. Well, music.
Yeah.
I mean, Elvis Presley. Come on, you ain't nothing but a hound dog, Big Mama Thornton. He stole that directly from her. Did it that way, and look at that. Everyone knows Elvis, but
you
they don't
just
know
got
Big
so
Mama Thornton.
articulate. Just
Hmm?
and look at that. Like
What?
you didn't lost your train of thought. It was fun to watch. Lose it again.
Well, did I lose my train of thought?
Who are you?
What happened?
What's happening?
What?
I don't know.
Bleep.
Okay.
Anywho,
I think
but
we
speaking of stealing,
Okay.
now you can go. You can introduce it this time. Speaking of stealing,
Okay, well, this is a huge story, and this is the one that I insisted on having in the show today because it's something that I didn't know about until this last year. We've talked about this actually, but the Tulsa massacre, which happened May 31st, 1921. We are coming on to the 100-year, you can't say anniversary, but remembrance of that horrible time. And to remind those of you who just are not with us with all this, the Tulsa massacre, there was an area near Tulsa called Greenwood that they dubbed, I think it was, I forget who dubbed it. Was it W.E.B. Du Bois or someone dubbed it the Black Wall Street because it was a very a thriving Black metropolis in the United States. And basically white people went in and there was this 2-day massacre where they killed as many black
3
people
days.
as they could. No, 2 days.
2 days?
I read, yeah.
That was 3 days.
2 days. And they killed about, I can't remember what it was, 300 black people dead, 10,000 homeless, and basically the community of Greenwood was 100% destroyed.
And I want to add some of this. The numbers that Hutch read of the dead is made up.
It's a little bit
It's
made
made
up
up.
because they
'Cause
don't
they don't
know.
know.
Because they had mass graves that they've not uncovered. They know where some of the mass graves are, but they've not dug them up. They're worried about various things. Anyway,
But can I bring one other fact that
Yeah.
I heard? Is that on the Oklahoma registry, it only says that there were 20, that was it 26 or 62? I'm a little dyslexic right now. I think it only said that it was 62. Only 62 people died.
Yeah.
And it said 50 black people and 12 white people.
Yeah.
That's who died. That's what they said.
And the 300 is probably entirely wrong number as well. I think that you're right. I think that was probably many more. I mean, there are horrible stories about loading the bodies into these trains and then throwing them off a trestle into like a big community grave. I mean, just horrible. Anyway, we're coming on to the 100-year anniversary, and one of the things that this country, nor the city of Tulsa, nor the county of Tulsa have done is they've not offered reparations. And they've talked about reparations for many years. They have, had, I believe, hearings and various things. And so we've had, so there still are some surviving members of that very time period. We have a clip. This woman's name is Viola Fletcher. She's 107. And she and her brother, who is 100 years old, they both testified towards getting reparations for this horrible act in American history. And here's a little bit of her testifying.
The night of the massacre, I was awakened by my family. My parents and 5 siblings were there. I was told we had to leave, and that was it. I will never forget the violence of the white mob when we left our home. I still see black men being shot, black bodies lying in the street. I still smell smoke and see fire. I still see black businesses being burned. I still hear airplanes flying overhead. I hear the screams. I have lived through the massacre every day. Our country may forget this history, but I cannot.
That's what trauma does. That's the trauma. She had trauma as a 7-year-old girl. She still sees it. She still remembers it. So for
Every single day.
For what is she? For 100 years.
100 years.
100 years. She has had to deal with that trauma every single day. Her sense memory of that time is still right there with her. So think about this. We're going to come back and talk more about this, but think about the young people who sat and watched George Floyd being murdered. That trauma is going to live with them. Think about the videos we see every day of black men, black women, black folks, brown folks, trans folks who are being murdered. That trauma lives with us. We have to do better.
Yeah.
We have to do better. The fact that this beautiful, and first, can we just talk about the fact how good she looked? When they say black don't crack, baby, they meant it. They meant it, because Miss Thing is 107 years old, and I know some 50-year-olds out there who don't look that good.
And I just wanted to round out some of this story, and the reason why I believe that reparations are 100% necessary is at the time period. I mean, the story itself is really peculiar. It evidently, a black man was in a community, was going to the bathroom in the one building that had the black bathroom, and got in the elevator, and the white woman screamed, and a kerfluffle. Who knows what happened? She was scared. He bumped her, stepped on her toe. It doesn't really matter, but all of a sudden, everyone wants to hang this man. And they put him in prison, and then the white people are all up in arms. No, you got to hang him. And then they attack this neighborhood. The story is almost as contrived as I just said. I'm sure there's some other details I'm missing, but it is just absolutely this strange, contrived story. The thing that hurts my heart the most about it is that the police were absolutely in on it. They were deputizing white men to say, you're going to go into this town. They were arming white men saying, go into this area, level it to the ground. They got the state National Guard participated in this act. It was an act that was not just angry citizens, it was our law enforcement as well. And that is why absolutely 100% reparations need to be paid.
So basically in 100 years, nothing has changed. I know that there are good cops out there. You know, I know there are. Lord, this child behind us. Now he's woken up from his double shot. Now he just wants to be bothersome. Now I know that there are good cops out there. People keep telling me they are. When are they going to speak up? When are they going to start talking?
Hello.
Hey, buddy. You want to say hi?
I'm watching funny videos.
Are you being
Oh,
silly?
Lord, he's watching funny videos. Maybe we should watch some funny videos because, child, this is something. Hey, can you, is there anything you want to say before you leave? Subtle hint.
Say something.
Hello. That's all.
Okay.
Well, I mean, this is me. I'm disagreeing with you on that one because I think there is change that is going to happen. I am in a positive frame of mind with this. This is what I want to lead this off with in terms of there are people that are affecting change. There are people going out into the communities. This is what I'm talking about. That's the grace I'm talking about. I'm not saying the whole country's on board with that. I know there's opposition all over the place, but there are those that are absolutely creating and trying to create change, and we'll see what happens with this. I don't know if there's anything, if anyone has an idea of what we can do to push this law, push this reparations bill through, print it down and let's get it out there. Let's write letters or whatever we have to do.
Hey, Laura.
I'm going to remain more positive.
It's like the setup. It's like the old okie doke for me. It's like, okay, we're going to do this and do this and do this. Then it don't happen. You just sit there like this.
Well, no, you have to protect yourself.
Oh, you always have to.
Because when it doesn't happen, it's hard if you get anticipatory that it does, and then it doesn't. It's heartbreaking. So I understand.
It's devastating. It's devastating.
There's something.
I mean,
about
what's?
Fuzz.
Is it me?
Is it you? Is it your fuzz? Do you have fuzz?
It me? Well, as long as it's a fuzz. But one of the things I also want to talk about this whole thing, y'all. This was an attack on American citizens by American citizens. They were dropping bombs out of planes.
Oh,
bombs out of planes.
And this was a disturbing thing. It is believed that this is the first American city that was bombed by airplane. And it was bombed by Americans. That's disturbing.
And yet we're still fighting for change. So
we have to.
I absolutely love the fact that my husband is so optimistic. He's a Libra. He wants to see this. And I'm a Scorpio. And I'm just like, I ain't gonna see this shit. I know it ain't gonna happen. I hope it to happen.
I hope it to
happen.
I hope it to. How do you spell that?
Hope to.
Hope it.
It's like finna. Well, actually, there's some controversy about finna. Is it F-I-N-N-A, finna? Or is it F-I-T-N-A, finna?
I don't think I care enough.
All right, black folks.
Sort of like Sex and the City reboot.
Holla. Is it finna or fitna? Where you finna go? Where you finna go?
Yeah, use it in a sentence.
I'm just scared. Child, they running late, so I'm finna go to the stove. Use it in a sentence.
I'm putting up an image.
Pull up an image. Hey, Deanna Ariola.
Here's my image.
Okay, so there's this image.
Here's an image. There's an image.
Hopefully everyone can see this image.
Well, they'll say, so this is Alexander Billings, our good buddy Alexander Billings reposted this. So Donald Trump Jr. posted this horrible meme with Caitlyn Jenner and Dr. Rachel Levine with conservative girls, liberal girls. I think we all get the gist. I just want the image. I don't need it up there for that much longer. And Alex wrote to,
for those who know, Alexandra Billings is
please.
a trans actor. She and I've known each other for 30 years, and just one of the most beautiful spirits, beautiful souls you can imagine. Follow Alexandra Billings on whatever platform you want to follow, all the platforms, and she is very clear in her transness about love and grace and beauty and mercy and grace.
I'm going to say this. I take a lot from her because that's hard for you. That's not where you live. You have more distrust towards humankind. Am I right in saying? Am I pointing in? I mean, you just talked about that. I don't believe I'm.
But so, all right.
And this is what she wrote in a real. I mean, this is the first paragraph. She wrote much else, but she said reposting Donald Trump Jr.'s picture says volume. So this is to Caitlyn Jenner. But reposting Donald Trump Jr.'s picture says volumes about both your self-hatred and your blatant transphobia. I know this rage. I lived with it for years, and it is still a cacophony of voices that haunt me. And the reason why I wanted to read that is that Alexandra does not come at Caitlyn Jenner with, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this. She comes at Caitlyn Jenner by saying, I understand. I get where you're coming from. I have had those instincts, but then also puts forth her better angels in terms of articulating where she is now. And I just love her message and her journey. And I think that's so much more important than Caitlyn Jenner reposting that horrible thing. And
it is absolutely horrible. It's horrible. You know, first of all, you know, the fact that it is the most misogynistic thing, pitting two women against each other about looks. Stop it. Let's stop doing that. Stop it.
Well, also, I mean, you
stop doing that.
You know, Caitlyn Jenner on a bad day does not look that glam fab. I mean, that was an airbrushed, you know, model picture. You know? And Dr. Levine, she is not a model. I mean, she's a politician.
She's a real human being, and that's okay.
She's helping us.
That's okay. And also smart and lovely and has an intelligent. Just everything about Dr. Rachel Levine is just brilliance on a stick, y'all.
Yes.
You know, so, and the pettiness, and then Caitlyn Jenner retweeting that shows us how fucking petty she is. So petty.
Well,
and as she sits in her hangar, talking to other people in their hangars in Malibu, talking about you know, the poor and the you know, those who are suffering homelessness. You know, I can't get away from them, so I'm moving to, you know, to Sedona. It's like, fuck you and your plane, fuck you, Caitlyn.
Say your privileged white ass.
Privileged white ass.
There we go.
Bringing all that. See, the thing is, girl, let's be clear. You are still bringing every ounce of your white privilege with you, even though you're, you know, you found what your truth is as a trans woman. You are still bringing all that white privilege with you and not looking at the brothers and sisters out there who are living in this actual world and how painful that can be. You know, if you are not aligning yourself with the Black and brown trans community with your platform, then you are not doing the right thing.
No.
You are not doing the right thing because your voice could have been something.
How can you
Your voice could have changed shit. But right now, all you're doing is talking shit. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. All that. It's like, let that privilege go. Talk about what, you know, find, do you just call it bigger angels?
Yeah, better angels.
Better angels, bigger angels. I'm kind of a big angel, big old evil angel. But that's just that right there.
Now ask me a question.
Question.
I'm trying to teach him how to play. Play nice. So
volley.
So I want to talk about the House of Representatives. They're on my list lately.
Are we done with her?
Well, did you have another thing? What did you have to say that? You can't move forward. You can't yes and me right now. You have to backtrack. You have to yes but.
Yes and you can
yes
go.
But.
Yes but.
But. It's supposed to be yes and. So the House of Representatives, they voted this week. Oh my God. Whether or not they were going to establish a commission on the January 6th insurrection. And they had to couch it like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have the commission be half Republican, half Democrat. They had to, you know, find all these different ways because they just want this commission to happen because we need to understand, well, what happened? Why did it happen? Etc. Just like we had a commission for 9/11, just like we had a commission for Benghazi. Whenever there's a problem, there should be a commission. We should look into, well, what were the problems that led up to X, Y, and Z? And so the House Democrats are going, yes, let's do this. And the House Republicans are like, hold up here.
I think we should have another Benghazi.
Hold up here. I'm not sure. So it did pass. 35 Republicans ended up signing it. But it's really odd because we're watching a lot of major Republican players like Kevin McCarthy, for example, who on the day, like after the insurrection, was like, Donald Trump was responsible, but now doesn't want there to be a commission. And even he said, do you remember this? It was like a week or two ago, and I know I'm going to get this wrong, but he said something like, yeah, but there's nothing about Black Lives Matter in there.
Antifa. Antifa and Black Lives Matter. There's nothing about them in there, about January 6th.
Were they there? If Black Lives Matter protesters and Antifa...
Tanya White, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Then they should be in there, right? If they were there, sure. Were they there?
I didn't see Black Lives Matter there.
I didn't see any signs.
I didn't. Antifa, where you at?
Antifa went. They were.
They
went to bed.
Anti, where you at? They weren't there. They weren't there. They weren't there.
So I wanted to play a clip. This is Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin. I got a little play today, and this clip takes place on January 6th.
I used to like Wisconsin.
And you know, all of them, all the Republicans of Wisconsin did not sign this commit for this commission. But so this happened on January 6th. He's locked in his office, and he's talking about all the people in his party that were, you know, have been delaying, you know, admitting that you know, Biden is president and doing the Electoral College and all of that stuff. And he's calling them out. He's saying, okay, I went along with this. Watch this whole thing. I mean, it's fascinating because he's giving you the mindset of the Republican on the day of the insurrection. I found this absolutely fascinating.
And the objectors over the last 2 days have told me there is no problem with just having a debate. We know we're not going to succeed, so we're just going to object. We're going to have a debate. We'll voice people's concerns, and then we won't actually overturn our entire system of representative government, so nothing bad will happen. There will be no cost to this effort. This is the cost of this effort. This is the cost of countenancing an effort by Congress to overturn the election and telling thousands of people that there is a legitimate shot of overturning the election today, even though you know that is not true. We have got to stop this. Mr. President, you have got to stop this.
And Michael Shepard, I have a question.
Oh, what is the question you would like to ask me?
Do you think Representative Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin,
the one who just spoke,
so heatedly and really articulately and really precisely on January 6th, do you think he voted to have a January 6th commission?
I don't know. Did he?
He did not.
He did not.
He voted against it. And so I'm dumbfounded because he strikes me as a person that totally in the moment knew what was going on. He knew what the Republicans were doing. They're causing a stir because they're making a point, but that's not going to do anything. And boom, it got out of hand. He's talking about all this stuff, and even still, he doesn't want to have a commission. And let's be honest, we know why they don't want to have a commission, because if they have a commission looking into, well, why was there an insurrection on January 6th? The answers will be because you Republicans kept denying Biden the presidency. That's what's going to bite them in the ass.
And you know the other thing they're going to find out? What happened on January 5th? Do y'all know what happened on January 5th?
I don't know what you're going to say.
A number of Republican representatives did tours.
Oh, I do remember that.
They did tours with people from the
insurrection. Wow.
That's what happened.
Wasn't Marjorie Taylor Greene rumored to brought a tour through the House? But that all needs to be done. I mean, what I'm frustrated with is we're hindered by this group of people that are under the thumb of the orange one still. And I don't get why he's still so much in our politics. Drives me a little insane.
Because they're trying to bring him back for 2024. Y'all better be careful. Y'all better fight.
Yeah.
Y'all better fight.
Stay diligent.
Stay diligent. Stay diligent.
Don't let, I'm
telling you right now.
Because the Republicans are weak. They are not strong.
Republicans are strong right now. They're crazy as fuck.
No, I don't know that they're strong. I mean, well, look what happened when Liz Cheney stood up to all them. All of a sudden, but you're not going to be number 3 anymore.
They get rid of it because they're crazy. What?
But that doesn't make them strong.
But part of the crazy is the fact that there were so many people who was like, Oh, I don't want to talk to my uncle. I like him at Thanksgiving. Now, he has a lot of things he would say, but I'm not going to say anything to him because I don't want to talk politics.
You're back at the Thanksgiving scenario.
I am, because
He likes the Thanksgiving scenario.
because it's
Crazy
like,
Uncle Joe at Thanksgiving.
you know, it's like a lot of folks, you know, need to like go, you know what? Fuck you. I don't need you in my life. Because it's like, I know it's hard, but I've let people in my family go for other shit. It's like, it's not cute. But when people start getting crazy, it's like, you're not going to change them unless you get in there. And if you're not going to get in there, let them go. I don't know. That's just me. That's me thinking that. You know what I forgot to say earlier?
Yeah.
I forgot to say, we were talking about a couple of trans issues. There's something that happened in Tennessee.
What's that?
Tennessee. The governor there is Bill Lee. Now, Bill Lee signed a bill that businesses have to post a sign warning people whether that establishment will serve the trans community.
I don't even understand this, Bill.
Whether they will serve the trans community. You know, because there might be a trans person in the bathroom, because that's what it all goes down to.
So is this mostly restaurants?
And here's the thing.
Or is it?
Here's the thing.
I don't understand it.
We have, you know, trans people have been around since the dawn of fucking time. There are trans people y'all don't even know. They have been living their lives and being. Why did I hurt you?
Because I'm laughing and it hurts.
Oh, good Lord. They're trans
y'all
people.
don't even know.
No.
Don't even know.
Honey, this bourbon getting to me. Hold up.
I think I need some bourbon with that Robitussin.
So, there's been trans people who have been here this entire time, who y'all have been friends with, y'all have seen at church, y'all have seen at school, y'all have seen at functions, and just didn't even think about it. Because there are people who have such a narrow-minded view of what they consider trans. What they consider trans.
Okay, I want to back up. Okay,
back up.
Yeah,
back up.
Now you're just talking without really having an end in sight. I see it when you dwindle. You're dwindling.
I'm dwindling.
You're dwindling. No, but I want to ask a question. And I did not read this article, so I'm going to ask a question, and you tell me if you recall. So if basically this bill is kind of a bathroom bill, right? They're trying to keep, you know, is this mostly restaurants that have to put up the signs?
Anybody can put up a sign. And the thing is that
what happens? But no, I'm not done. I have questions. You keep jumping with my time. What happens if the establishment doesn't put "We serve trans people" and then someone goes, oh, "There's a trans person here"?
They can discriminate.
Who can discriminate?
Because it's
because who are the they?
I'm walking into this country store in Tennessee,
right?
And first of all, is that person trans? Is they not trans? What is that? You know, making these. Yes, honey.
I came to show you. Doesn't this kind of look like Michael Matthews?
Oh Lord, honey. Well, look at that in 5 minutes.
I'm gonna say yes, but we're in the middle of our show. You have to let the show.
Again.
It actually did look like Michael Matthews.
That's very funny. All right, go close the door, boo.
You should call like that.
Close it.
No.
Somebody needs to
I'm going to refocus you because you're all over the place, and I don't think you realize you're all over the place. So take a breath. I'm watching you. And of course, Sebastian's in the other room doing his dance. So, okay, a trans person walks into a restaurant.
Yes.
There is not a sign on the wall that says "We serve trans people." My question is this, and I want you to hear the question. Don't just jump ahead. Who's at fault? The restaurant for letting this trans person in, or the trans person because there isn't a sign? I don't get how it is enforced. It's logistics. Do you know? You might not know.
It is the most anti-trans bill there ever is.
So you don't know the answer to my question. You know I asked you a direct question. You didn't answer me.
Well, if someone walks into the Tennessee Trading Company and I guess they present as trans, I don't know how that works.
That's what I'm asking. How do you enforce something like this?
I don't know. You can just, I don't know how that works. Because there are trans people who you don't even, it's a lot. It's a lot.
So what I'm saying about this law is it's stupid.
It's stupid.
There we go.
They're all stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
They're all
And so
stupid.
can we go hand in hand with that one?
I just have to, yes. Hold on, I gotta say one quick thing.
Yeah.
David C. Nichols said that Gypsy premiered on Broadway today, and that we think Jennifer Lee Warren should be Mama Rose. I have a little bit of a problem with that.
Oh, she does.
Because my dream role is to play Mama Rose.
Dream role is Mama Rose.
That is my dream
One
role.
of the very first things he ever told me. Michael Shepard said, my dream role is Mama Rose. Yeah.
Okay, Bethany says they are requiring businesses to declare that they will allow trans folks into their bathrooms. Again, to pee.
Okay, so a trans person is in the restaurant. There is no sign. The trans person goes to the bathroom. I just want to know, are they getting arrested? Or who? Like, I find the whole thing stupid. There's no way to enforce it.
Can you imagine the violence that could happen?
No, it's horrible. Because I can, and the other thing is people just start pointing at other people. I think you're trans. Well, prove it to me. I mean, yeah, that's ridiculous.
But the same thing is like, I think you're gay.
Well, yeah, no.
You know, it's too much. It's too much. They can't go to the bathroom, y'all. Why? Anyway.
It's pee.
Go. I'm talking about something. We got a few minutes left. It's just crazy.
Well, so Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee's evil twin brother, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas. I know it's another. This is a big one.
It's heavy.
I'm worried about where this is going. He signed a bill into law that would prohibit an abortion that is later than 6. Am I saying this right?
6 weeks.
It's like if the fetus is 6 weeks old, you cannot have an abortion. 6 weeks old or older, you cannot.
There's a bit of a problem with that.
And this is feeding into what's happening in D.C. with the Supreme Court
and the Mississippi
trial. I mean, abortion is on. You know, it's being held accountable everywhere, and it's being held accountable with really faulty information, misinformation. The one thing that I hated about this bill in Texas, they're calling it the heartbeat bill, which I think we should take away every electronic that child has.
Yeah, he's lost his fucking mind.
He's lost his fucking mind.
It's a shot. Second shot.
And we once again, we just have to stay alert. We have to be apprised of all of these things.
And the thing is that, and I
all
am
these
not
things,
a woman.
just real quickly, all these things can be recalled. They can go to court. They can be brought up again, and someone go, "Oh, well, that's against the Constitution."
I am not a woman. I am a cis, queer, black man. But from what I have heard from my female friends who have chosen to have children or not have children and be surprised by it, is that it takes a little bit longer than 6 weeks to find out you're pregnant. So you find out in week 7.
And it's against the law for you in Texas to get an abortion. You can't be in control of your own, and that includes like
rape
incest, rape. Doesn't matter. It's all about the heartbeat. It's diabolical.
That was one of my favorite songs, though. That's been quite a shit, but heartbeat. It's a love beat. It's a good beat. It's a sweet sensation. Now listen to my heartbeat. Listen to my heart. Name the band.
Partridge Family.
That is the whitest answer you could have given ever.
Because because there is a Partridge Family song.
I think I love you.
No. You got to listen to me now. So how that works?
Yes, I'm listening.
There is a heartbeat song. Living in a heartbeat. And there's a Partridge Family song that has a heartbeat. I have the record. Just saying.
You just said record like Ben Miller says record in The Rose. I found the record.
I don't know why that affects you.
Just that's the way she said that affected me.
We've been through all our
business. We have been through all our business.
I have pain. Rug is being pulled out everywhere we look. We got to stay vigilant. We have to have love in our hearts. We have to give the things, charities. We have to give to each other and love each other.
Can I say one thing? Dion Labriola, baby, you know your music. That was a heartbeat is a love beat. It is the DeFranco family.
Oh, yeah.
And the DeFranco family, I was in love with the Osmonds. Yes, I'll say it out loud. I did. You know, one bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl. Oh, give me one more chance. Loved it. The Silvers.
And I like the Jacksons.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
I remember
Yeah.
when Osmonds and Jacksons, I was totally Jackson 5.
But,
I was
yeah.
not an
so,
Osmond person.
all right. So we're kind of just done because we're waiting for the rug, y'all. Us is waiting for the rug.
Don't let it get pulled off, buddy.
Ooh. All right. Thank you for joining us. So I know that we said last week we're going to talk about adoption this week. We're probably going to do that next week.
But no, don't say it.
But we don't know what we're
This
talking
is what
about
this is
because
what we are.
I'm going to be
say
out
it.
of town again.
I'm going to say it.
Okay.
We need to plan ourselves better. Done.
I want to say,
And
Joanne
then-
Ellen Harris is here. Hey, girl, how you doing? First time joining us. So
I
good.
don't know who you are.
Oh, honey, that's all Illinois right there. That's all
Have
Illinois.
I met her?
No.
Oh. Well,
But I will actually be in Alton, Illinois next Friday night. So I'll be coming live from Alton, Illinois.
we're
it's
doing
gonna
that
be
again.
crazy.
We're doing that thing again.
You know. Anyway, I might be at a bar because they have bars are open completely there. Thank you for joining us. Do something nice for people. How about that?
And stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant. Stay vigilant.
Open hearts.
Open hearts. Be filthy like divine.
Be filthy like divine.
Filthiest human being ever.
Okay.
All right.
And
I'm going to end.
okay.
Hey, good visiting.
Oh.
I love you. Nothing else in this world. God knows I love you. All right. Bye, y'all.